Welcome to the Upshot, Multi-Rule Disc Golf's podcast about the latest in the disc golf world. I'm Charlie Eisenhood. Joining me, Josh Mansfield, on this Tuesday, June 18th. Following the Turku Open, the U.S. Open in disc golf, the NBA Finals have come to a close as well. Congratulations, but not very many, to the Boston Celtics. And a lot to talk about today. Turku was kind of wild. But Josh, you know, there was really no reason to watch because you already knew who was going to win when I made my picks last week. So you might as well just tune into the show on Thursdays, get my picks, and then sit tight. And, you know, I'm sorry that I'm spoiling it every week, but the prophecy has once again come true. The power of the prophecy was just emanating across the course, and Niklas felt the energy in the back nine of the final round. And I looked into the globe and I saw the putts going in on 9 and in on 14, and it's another back-to-back 4 in a row, Josh. 4 in a row. And I had a perfect podium in MPO. I am absolutely on fire right now.
I after round 2, I look and I'm like, okay. I went back and checked our picks, and I knew that we both had picked Niklas. And I was like, I'm not going to win any points from Niklas, but I'm okay with that because we can get Charlie off this stupid high horse and all these stinking picks that he keeps getting right. and Niklas shoots 8 strokes better than Mauri Vilman. And like, man, did he just like fall apart? And Niklas and James both pass him. You get the perfect podium. I'm like, I just can't get a break. I can't handle this. You now are in first place in the picks department by 10 points over Chirpin.
Ooh.
That podium bonus, man.
Scorching hot. I got to make sure the podium bonus gets applied.
It did get applied. I just
it
looked.
did.
Yeah.
Oh, let's go.
Yeah, I just
Perfect
looked.
podium.
You got 10 points on MPO, and you got 4 points over on FPO. So
wow, unbelievable. Well, look, I mean, what's really unbelievable is how well Niklas played from hole 8 onward. He literally birdied 10 of the last 11 holes. And yes, Mauri Vilman, who had a great opening pair of rounds, had to be a little sluggish in the back 9, and he was. He only went 1 under in the back 9. Mm-hmm. And that opened the door for Niklas, but this is probably the clutchest disc golf that we've seen all season and maybe in recent memory. If you haven't watched at least the highlights from this round, you must go watch them.
yeah.
Niklas was on fire, and like everything was working. Even when he was a little off, the disc was punching through. He hit long range putt after long range putt. His putt on 9 was absolutely insane. I mean, he's on a knee outside of 70 feet. He's not even in circle 2. Goes around through the trees, cash.
I was going to say I thought his putt on 14 was even better.
It was insane. 42-footer, super wide knee straddle.
Mm-hmm. Annie putt.
Annie, bang.
Yeah.
Everything was going in.
They said on hole 9 that he used like they said an approach disc. They didn't specify which, but I'd assume like a P3X or something. Not his normal putting putter because he had to get it so far left around the tree.
Ridiculous, dude. I mean, just ridiculous. It was an incredible performance. He shot a 1081 rated round. And I mean, I got to imagine that part of like what went down is like you're on that lead card with him, right? So Mauri watches him bang that putt on 9, and he takes par. Mm-hmm. They both birdie the 10th. They both par the 11th. So Mauri's still like feeling pretty good at this point.
Yep.
Because let's see, he makes up 7 strokes from holes 12 to 18. So at that point, it was a 4-shot lead for Vilman over Niklas.
You're feeling great.
Going into the 12th. You're like, okay, that was a crazy putt on 9, but like, I'm good. Mm-hmm. Then 3 strokes lost over 12, 13, and 14 as Mauri is short on the drive, misses circle 2 putt on the 13th. And then it's like, yikes. So they both birdie the 15th, and then 2-shot swing on 16. And, you got to be, when you see the putt go in on 14, you're like, uh-oh. Like, this is not, things are crazy right now. And Niklas just went out there and took it, and it didn't end up even being all that close.
Hole 16 had the kind of gap that, like, it's when Niklas pipes it and pures it and is able to get up and get that birdie where Maori takes the bogey, right? Like, it's one of those holes that you really feel the pressure looming in, and the size of the gap is directly proportional to how well you're playing. And so Niklas looks up and he feels like he could fly, a commercial airliner through that gap. And Maori probably wondered if he was going to be able to turn sideways and still be able to get through when he went to go get to his disc. Like, that's just the feeling that I'm sure that they've got there. And so for Niklas to get the birdie on what is the second hardest hole on the weekend.
Yeah, and not only that, but he put it to 13 feet. Only 2 guys actually put it closer.
Yeah.
Christian Kvoksa put it to 3 feet, and Pekka Huvinen put it to 6 feet.
I mean, that just feels like the death blow at that point.
Yeah. It was that's as good a stretch of disc golf as we've seen the whole season.
Yeah.
Because it's not just like he was lacing the drives and hitting circle one putts.
No.
Like, he had some of those.
Mm-hmm.
But he was also, when he was out of position, he was coming up with magic. It was absolutely ridiculous. I think they said on the air, and we could confirm this is his first Pro Tour win in Europe, which makes sense. We haven't had that many Pro Tour events over there yet.
Yeah.
And, he takes home 7,800 euros. Not bad.
This is a kind of upside that I want to see from Niklas.
Yeah.
To really consider him
the Scorchers.
Yes, because Gannon does this. Yep. Corradalin can do this. Right?
AB can do this.
AB can do this. Like, when we talk about young guys close to his age,
Simon can do it.
The top talent. And you're absolutely right about Simon. And that's like the case at Calvin as well. But like, when you're thinking about the young guys, it's really, who is going to make that kind of contention. Right now, it feels like Gannon, but this is a nice reminder that the field right behind Gannon, who want to be the best player in the world, is still very close, right? Like, they are within striking distance. And this is a side of Niklas that I'm happy that we get to see. I think it's a big part in kind of building that narrative that he still deserves to kind of be hanging around in contention for that title.
Crazy. Absolutely crazy. I want to talk a little bit about Silva Saarinen as well. Over in FPO, she gets the win. It was an ugly final round for basically all of the top FPO players, but a 2-shot win ultimately for Silva over Evelina, and her first Pro Tour victory, as she's really seems like she's exploded onto the scene over the last 2 years. Mm-hmm. And this was exactly how you would imagine it went down. I looked at the numbers, and Silva was 13 strokes worse than Evelina tee to green, but she was 15 strokes better in the putting department. And that was the margin. 2 strokes. She shot 45% from circle 2 on the weekend. 9 for 20.
It's own level stats right there. Watch out. She's such a good putter. She's so good. And remember, I mean, she set the record for like most consecutive European wins. I think she won like 4 in a row last year on these, which were at the time European Pro Tour events, or I think is what they were. So, she's at home here, and I said on the show on Thursday, while you were traveling internationally, Evelina is like 10 points above Henna and more than Silva, I think, in terms of rating. Let me double check this number here. She's got 19 points on Silva in rating, and I said if Charlie picks Silva and gets it right, the prophecy has to be true. Because there's no way that Evelina loses this. It feels like a regression back to, And it's not as bad as it used to be, right? And I know that. But when you are 20 points higher and you outshoot on, like you said, the strokes gained tee to green by 13 strokes, like it's disappointing. It's disappointing because you really felt like Evelina had a big breakthrough at what was the DGPT event that she won in Europe?
In the States?
No, in Europe.
It was Copenhagen, right?
Yes, Copenhagen. When she won Copenhagen with those big putts, like it really felt like there was a breakthrough. And this even though the 63% C1X putting is not as bad as it's been in the past, it still feels a little bit like a regression this
Yeah, and 0% circle 2.
Yeah.
You gotta be able to hit a few of those.
Yeah.
If you're coming in, Evelina on the weekend is minus 1 stroke gain putting relative to the field. That is not good with a field like this.
Right.
I just feel like, it's just ugly. I don't know what else to say.
Big win for Silva.
63-0 is just not good enough. It's just simply not good enough.
Yeah. Big win for Silva. I mean, she's ahead of all the other. I mean, I guess she's fourth. Heidi Leine was 11 strokes gained tee to green, and Silva was 10. Do you think Silva has the distance capacity?
Yes.
Or the
yes.
What? Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
I don't think she's being held back in a massive way from distance.
Okay.
Specifically.
Okay.
I think it's more about. I mean, yes. Is she throwing as far as Evelina? No, obviously not.
Obviously not.
But I think she can throw as far as own. I think it's more about shot shaping and control and giving yourself more looks. I mean, but you can surely make up for a lot when you go in round 2. She went 5 for 6 from circle 2. She made her first 5 in a row. 39 footer, 36 footer, 42 footer, 36 footer, 39 footer.
Hides a lot.
It's like edge of circle. She's just absolutely killer. It's a sick round. 1,008 rated round.
She also doesn't have the same dependency as Own does. Like if assuming she does throw as far as Own, she doesn't have the same dependency on like the flex lines that Own does. That I just think there are some courses that don't set up as well for Own's game.
Sure.
Right. With depending on the weather.
True for all players, right?
Right. But I think Silva's ability to get distance, I think she has work to do. I like her potential.
Let me just look at this. Let's just look at, instead of talking about strokes gained, blah, 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 let's just look at the number of missed putts for players this weekend.
Okay.
Because Evelina and Henna, far and away the best players tee to green.
Yes.
It's not close.
Yep.
Okay. They were basically the same in that department. Mm-hmm. So Silva missed 5 circle 1 putts and 11 circle 2 putts. So she missed 16 putts.
Okay.
Now, some of those circle 2 putts probably weren't putts. They were probably
right.
completely obstructed.
65ers.
But let's just let's assume that basically works out on the wash, right? So she missed 16 putts.
Okay.
Evelina missed 14 circle 1 putts and went 0 for 15 from circle 2. So she missed 29 putts. Henna missed 11 circle 1 putts and 15 circle 2 putts for a total of 26.
And here's
this is not a hard story.
Right.
This is a simple story.
Yeah. They're missing double the putts almost.
There really isn't much more to say about it. Like, they're better players than Silva, except in this one area that actually matters a lot. And they're way, way, way worse than average, which means that they lose tournaments that they should win. But you know what I didn't account for? The prophecy. Josh, if I do it again this weekend,
no.
It's starting to get scary.
I already said on the last show that if you got Silva right, that I was going to send an email to the DGPT, and some sort of like gaming commission somewhere that will care that will listen to me, because I think there's some fixing going on.
You think I need to be investigated?
I think you need to be investigated. I think you are setting something up. I don't know what yet, because there isn't actually betting on disc golf, but something's going on here, and I'm going to get to the bottom of it.
Something's going on here. I think it's going to be picking the preserve is going to be really hard. It's not the Turku. Like, what's the universe of potential winners?
Right.
Like, there's a reason I got 5 out of 6 podium spots correct.
I mean.
And it's because there's not that many players who could realistically win.
Right. The perfect MPO podium.
There were 4 FPO players who could win. Silva, Henna, Evelina, and Haiti.
Yep.
That was it. And they were like way farther than everybody else, right?
Yeah, you could Salu.
You could make a case, but like...
Sure.
Not really.
You're right.
And an MPO, I don't know. There's probably more in MPO.
That's what makes that podium so impressive.
Oh man.
Hey, I wanna highlight something really quick. We are hard on PDGA Live because the rollout was an absolute disaster. Whose fault that is? I don't know. We've discussed it in depth, and I'm not gonna hash that. But there's a new feature on here if you haven't noticed.
What a win.
When you're selecting what you want to look at, the display, you have scores, stats, and course stats. That's what's always been there. It was on UDisc, etc. They now introduced a 4th one, which is cards, and it sorts the round based on the cards, not on overall standing. So, for example, if you look over at MPO, you click on cards, you've got Niklas Anttila, James Proctor, Mauri Vilman, and then it's got... Man, I heard it all weekend, and I still not... Oiva, Pavansalu.
I'm not gonna.
That's what I'm going with.
I don't know. I don't know how to say his name.
Anyway,
remember the first syllable is always the emphasis,
right,
in these Nordic languages. So, Pavansalu or something like that.
That sounds pretty good. That sounds a lot closer. Anyway, he finished 22nd, way down the leaderboard, and you never would have known that he was on lead card if you didn't watch it. And that's like, this sorts him back and shows him on the lead card for round 3, lets you compare the card. This is an amazing feature. I love this addition.
Huge.
I think such a big win. It makes it so much easier to go back and kind of look at some of the storylines in like without having watched the round. You can just go look at this live. So amazing. Big win for PDGA Live. Wanted to give them the shout out. I love this.
Yeah, I do too. It's really, really great to be able to see who was together on a card and know, like, be able to do a little bit easier math of like where they started. I also like that the PDGA, unlike UDisc, if you go back to a previous round, it sorts that round by who is in the lead in that round at the end of that round.
Right.
Instead of just constantly giving you the leaders as you go back in time. Very nice. Very nice.
Yes.
The improvements are coming along here.
Yes.
It's perfectly fine. When they have people keeping the stats, right?
Right. Oh, jeez.
Anyway, Turku Open, pretty interesting. What's our next European one? It's Swedish Open. So that should be good. I think we're starting to see the pros come over from the U.S. I mean, we're gonna right now signed up. You never know what's gonna happen, but that's in 2 weeks. So that starts June 28th. Calvin, Ricky, Eagle, Nicholas, Paul, Brad Williams, James Proctor, Lowry Lettinen, on and on.
And you've got to presume that, like, I mean, you say you never know what happens, and that is true, but you have to assume that these guys already have tickets and everything purchased.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Exactly. Like,
with
why would they not
plans,
play?
I think the drops are significantly less likely, barring, travel issues or what have you.
Yep. So that's going to be fun. First, though, we got the Preserve coming up this weekend in Minnesota. And so, hey, Birdie Fest. We're going to have the sprint course. So let's see. I want to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to talk about some brand new news. Kevin Jones, Prodigy, breakup. And we got a little more on the New York City disc golf course and its debut this weekend, and a little bit of special moment out there, and PurseWatch and more. Stay with us. It's the Upshot.
The Upshot is presented by Pound Disc Golf, makers of the best bag in the sport. All of Pound's products are handmade in the United States, guaranteeing perfection in every bag. And backed by their lifetime warranty, Pound bags are built to last a lifetime. If you've been waiting to get your first or your fifth Pound product, head over to their website now, with lots of new exciting products recently released. There's a new double convertible Rufus colorway in Kelly Green and Marine that is clean if you're looking for an opportunity to get your first Rufus. They also have 3 new colors of fanny packs that were dropped last week. I use my fanny pack for sporting events, going out to dinner. I carry my keys, my wallet in it. They're an excellent option if you're looking for just a little bit of additional style from your favorite bag manufacturer. Head over, get your bags today. Pound Disc Golf, makers of the best bag in the sport.
Welcome back to the Upshot. Josh, NBA Finals, NHL playoffs. How you feeling about it all?
Man, so gentleman sweep. I said that was going to happen. They were going to let them have one. They did. It's how we saw it. I think that you're going to have the exact same thing happen in the NHL Finals. Florida let Edmonton have one, and they're going to go home now, and they're going to just smoke them at home. And, I had a hard time staying as engaged with the NHL Finals. I was still recovering from the brutal losses for Dallas. So it was hard.
Tough, man.
It was hard to stay as engaged, but I think Florida wins it tonight.
Bryson DeChambeau wins his second U.S. Open over Rory McIlroy. That was tough to watch. Rory missed that putt, Josh.
Yikes.
I think I saw something like he's made like 97% of putts from that distance over the last few years or something. That's like missing a 15-footer in disc golf.
Uh-huh.
Really tough.
Let the pressure get to him at the majors again.
Really,
I mean, that's Rory, right?
That is.
That's Rory lately.
What can you say? How about Scheffler struggle bus? The U.S. Open being super hard, I kind of like that.
Yeah. It's too bad because I really don't like Bryson. I'm not a big fan, and I did
see that he stayed for like a zillion hours signing autographs.
And
it's like in the night he was still signing autographs.
And that's that good for him. He deserves props for that. I think that's really cool. I'm sure Rory. I think they said like it took 7 minutes for Rory to get off the course, get in his car, and like they heard tires screeching leaving the parking lot. Like
God.
Didn't stay for media.
That's brutal.
The putt dropped, and he just threw his crap in his car and just took off. Like he was gone.
That's tough.
Well, because you've got it's there's a lot of storylines there.
Is that like the Kristen Champions Cup loss?
Like
what's the comp here in disc golf? It's not know. Quite. I try to remember somebody like missing a really short putt that cost them the tournament.
Like
I'm having a hard time remembering for a major.
Yeah, for a major, I don't know.
Somebody will post in the comments and let us know because it's definitely out. It's got to be out there, but I don't recall it. But Kristen 3-putting from 29 feet or whatever. That's no fun.
Maybe like she misses the island at throw pink.
Yeah, it's not the same. That's a hard shot. Rory's putt was not a hard shot.
Yeah.
Anyway, all right. Let's see. Want to talk Kevin Jones Prodigy? Announcement comes out on Kevin Jones' Instagram yesterday that he's out at Prodigy. This post is on June 17th. Out of nowhere. Prodigy's got the, thank everybody. Oh, it's a great 5 years, blah, blah, blah. Okay, whatever. I am very curious to know what happened here. I reached out to Kevin. He cannot talk about it. I don't know if he signed an NDA, but I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
That is fairly common in these situations in disc golf lately, especially with Prodigy. So there's probably an NDA, so we maybe are not ever going to really find out. We're going to have to try to read the tea leaves. I think we're going to learn a lot about like maybe what happened here, depending on where Kevin ends up. He seemed to have squashed the idea that he's like quitting disc golf in his Instagram comments. And so I'm expecting him to sign with an Infinite type, some kind of retailer, open bag situation. Mm-hmm. That's my baseline expectation. Because let's be honest, Josh, Kevin has really struggled this season.
Yep.
And he's played worse and worse each year of his contract, which was designed to go through the end of next season on a 4-year with Prodigy.
The thing that seems most likely to me, whether it's Infinite or somewhere else, is that if he does get another contract, based on his post, it seems like he's got something to announce in terms of another contract. It seems likely to me that he's going to get 0 base salary, and it's all going to be performance and royalties laden, and that's or a base salary that's very, very, very minimal, and it's going to have to be based on disc sales and royalties. It would make sense that if it's somewhere like Infinite, that could just do a lot of custom Kevin discs. But someone mentioned in our Rapid Reacts, good time to plug this. We went and did a live show. This was our Rapid Reacts. We did not, Charlie and I were both traveling this weekend, so we didn't do a Rapid Reacts for Turku. We did instead talk Kevin Jones, just did it this morning. So if you're not a subscriber and want to hear more about Kevin Jones, go get yourself a subscription. Less than $4 a month.
I think we did about 30 minutes on this.
At least. It was a long
deep.
show. Yeah, it was good.
We went deep.
Someone mentioned in the chat, though, Charlie, that Kevin is already signed by OTB as like because like Paige is like Discraft and OTB. Ella.
That's good. That's a great point.
So he's already with OTB.
So it wouldn't be Infinite. Maybe it's an expansion of some sort with OTB. Could be.
OTB posted in the comments like next chapter, let's go kind of thing. So that's a possibility, or it's another manufacturer. Either way, I really don't think. I mean, he's not getting the kind of deal that he had at Prodigy. That's for sure.
No. Hard to say. I'm going to leave the rest of the conversation for the Rapid Reacts.
It's a great show.
There's a lot of potential scenarios here. I think this is one where there's some desire from both parties to be done with the contract. Obviously, though, the deal certainly had to be favoring Kevin. So for him to walk away, he probably got paid. He probably got paid to go away, like an NBA buyout.
Yep.
So lots to discuss. Check out our Rapid Reacts, and we do them basically every week during the season. And lots more for just regular off-season episodes of our subscriber bonus Inside the Circle. And you get access to our Discord as well with an Ultiworld Disc Golf subscription. Just go to discgolf.ultiworld.com/subscribe. Okay, real quick, couple of notes. First of all, picks. I'm dominating. It's Josh, you actually did pretty good. You picked Niklas. You got 2 of the podium finishers in FPO, but it just wasn't enough. I picked both winners, perfect podium and MPO. How far in front of you am I at this point?
25 points.
Whew. Got some cushion going into the second half of the season.
Yeah.
New York City Highland Park had its sort of official ribbon cutting ceremony. New York City Parks was out there. Paul Macbeth giving a little speech. Missy Gannon was in town. Macbeth aces back-to-back holes 8 and 9. He said it was the first time in his career that he's done that.
That's spectacular.
Now, let's be honest. Like, it's not a hard course. The short holes are like 200 footers. It's designed for beginners, and like, honestly, that's what we need in New York City.
Listen. Putting a disc in a basket is always hard.
That's right.
So
Macbeth making it look easy out there.
That's true.
They did different members of the New York City community could play against him for one hole.
That's so fun.
As they played through the course.
What an awesome event. I saw pictures and video of it. It looked amazing.
So awesome. PurseWatch. Take us through the Turku Open, Josh.
Total purse $58,973. MPO payout was $46,000 and FPO payout was $12,000. There were 133 players, though, for a total payout of $443. That is more than Copenhagen. And for reference, the least amount of money per person so far, which is reflective of added cash, essentially, is Texas State's up to this point at 400 stateside. Excuse me, smallest stateside dollars per person was Texas State's $480 at 443. I mean, you're not too far off, right? Like we expected these events to be just a little bit less. But still a pretty hefty payout. Niklas takes home $83.75 for winning, and Silva gets $3,300. It's up 175% from last year, which was only $21,000.
Yeah, I mean, there's been a huge upgrade. I mean, it's very clear that the Pro Tour is investing a lot into this European scene. Very comparable numbers to Copenhagen. I expect to see most of the European tournaments outside of the major have numbers like these.
Wouldn't be shocked to see them go up a little bit, as I expect, especially FPO numbers probably go up as the pros start working their way over.
Sure. I mean, just from player numbers.
Exactly.
Number of competitors standpoint. Right. Yeah.
But the dollars per person probably is going to stay pretty level except for the major.
I would imagine. Josh, we also had Masters Worlds this past weekend.
Yes,
what happened there?
Yeah. Man, it's exciting, but not for the typical reason of it being close. Joe Revere wins the MP40 division and just blows out his competition, wins by 15 strokes with a 1071 rated first round. Incredible performance. Congratulations, Joe Revere. Running through the rest of the list. It's official. Owen Scoggins should not be allowed to play age-protected divisions anymore. 25 strokes over Jennifer Allen.
That is just insane.
It's not even close. It's not even close, folks. Owen takes a quick break from killing it on the Pro Tour to just absolutely ruin the FP40 division. Congratulations to Owen Scoggins. Running through the rest of the list, Johnny McRae still got it, wins in MP50. Juliana Korver wins FP50 by 10 strokes. Kevin Babbitt wins MP55. Elaine King by 11 strokes wins over an FP55. Andrew Back wins MP60.
Playoff.
In a playoff, yes. Amy Schiller wins FP60. Bill Rowe wins MP65, only by a stroke. FP65, Lori Cloyce Chupa wins. MP70, Harvey Brandt. And then MP80, Pete May, rocking the cowboy hat.
Shout out Pete May.
Man, I hope I'm playing disc golf.
MP80. These dudes out here over 80.
80.
That's awesome.
That's so cool. So, congratulations to all the Pro Masters World Champions.
What a boss Joe Revere is, by the way.
Yeah.
1036 rated. He's won 5 tournaments already this season. He's legit.
He is legit. Beats out the likes of like Eric McCabe, Kale LaVisca, Josh Anton, Dave Feldberg, Paul Oman. Like,
yeah.
Players are in the FP40 division. MP40 division right now. So
he dominated, 14-stroke win.
Yeah. Yeah.
Pretty awesome stuff. All right. That is going to do it for this edition of the Upshot. The prophecy will be told on Thursday, so join us then as we talk Preserve and get you ready to go. Hoping to have an interview or two for you as well. And don't miss our rapid reacts all about the Kevin Jones Prodigy situation. That's going to do it for today. Josh Mansfield, Charlie Eisenhood signing off here on the Upshot. We'll talk to you Thursday right here on the Upshot.